Weakness isn't given, it's discovered silently by those who hunt it. They watch your hesitation, your pauses, the way you soften your voice when you don't need to. Every boundary, every reaction, every moment of self-doubt is measured. And once they see it, the label sticks. They don't attack you right away. They probe, they push. They take just enough to see if you'll bend. And if you do, they'll keep going. Because now they know exactly how far they can go. In this video, you're going to learn the 5 psychological signs that someone has already marked you as weak. The invisible tests, the subtle manipulations, and the moments most people never notice. And more importantly, you'll learn how to see it before it's too late. Boundaries are the invisible walls that protect your emotional, mental, and physical space. They are the standards you set for how others should treat you, how far they can go in their demands, and how much access they have to your time and energy. When someone sees you as weak, their first instinct is to test these boundaries constantly. It might start with little violations, a text message at an unreasonable hour, a comment that makes you uncomfortable but feels too small to address, or someone pushing you to compromise on something you value. Over time, these small breaches build a pattern, and you find yourself in a situation where your boundaries feel like suggestions, not rules. The reason this happens is psychological. When someone marks you as weak, they see your boundaries as malleable, as something they can manipulate to suit their needs. They see your discomfort as an opportunity, rather than a signal to stop. The irony, of course, is that the more they test your boundaries, the weaker you feel. You may find yourself apologizing for asserting your needs, or you might even begin to doubt whether your boundaries are too rigid. But what's happening beneath the surface is clear. They are trying to push you into a state where you no longer feel entitled to protect your own space, thoughts, or feelings. To counter this, you must reclaim your boundaries. You must develop the confidence to say no without apology, to reinforce your limits with consistency and strength. Boundaries are not negotiable, and by holding firm, you signal to others that your value is not up for discussion. One of the most insidious signs of someone marking you as weak is the constant, low-level undermining of your confidence. This isn't overt cruelty. It's the steady erosion of your self-belief through well-placed words, actions, and moments of doubt. These aren't blatant insults, but small cuts, so subtle that they might even fly under your radar at first. Maybe they downplay your achievements with a joke. Oh, that's nice, but isn't there someone else who could have done it better? Or maybe they find ways to critique you that seem constructive on the surface, but in reality, they're designed to make you question your own competence. It could even be as simple as them dismissing your ideas in group settings, only to later bring up the same points as their own. This type of behavior is psychological manipulation at its core. It operates through the principle of self-doubt. The goal is to make you second-guess yourself, to make you feel small and less capable. Over time, this starts to chip away at your confidence. You begin to internalize these messages, even though they're rooted in manipulation and not truth. If you find yourself constantly questioning your worth, if you feel like you're walking on eggshells to please others, or if you notice that certain individuals have a knack for making you feel inferior without ever being directly hostile, chances are they've marked you as weak. The solution here isn't simply believing in yourself. It's about actively rebuilding your sense of self-worth through intentional practices, affirmations, self-compassion, and focusing on the evidence of your own success and capability. Take back your power by validating yourself. The more you reinforce your own value, the harder it will be for others to diminish it. Sign 3. They take advantage of your empathy. Empathy is a powerful trait. It's the ability to understand and share in the feelings of others, to step outside of yourself and connect on a human level. But when someone marks you as weak, they may begin to exploit that empathy for their own gain. It starts innocuously enough. They might share their problems with you, emotional burdens, personal struggles, and you, being empathetic, want to help. You listen, you provide support, and you offer advice. But over time, these moments of connection morph into manipulation. They begin to unload their issues onto you constantly, never giving back, never offering you a safe space in return. You become their emotional sponge, soaking up their pain without getting the same in return. At its core, this is a form of emotional exploitation. It preys on your inherent desire to help and connect, slowly draining your energy and resources. This can be particularly damaging because it plays on your sense of moral duty. You might feel as though you should be there for them, even when they've stopped being there for you. The signs of this manipulation are subtle. You might feel overwhelmed by their constant needs, but when you express your own struggles, they might dismiss them or turn the conversation back to their own issues. You might begin to feel like your emotional needs are secondary, something you sacrifice for the sake of maintaining the connection. To regain control here, it's essential to understand the difference between empathy and emotional enabling. Empathy should not come at the cost of your own well-being. Learn to set limits on how much emotional energy you give, and start recognizing when you're being emotionally drained rather than supported. When someone marks you as weak, one of the most effective tools they use is withholding validation. They don't praise you when you succeed. They don't acknowledge your efforts. And when you accomplish something significant, they find a way to diminish it, making you feel as though you're never quite good enough. This tactic is psychologically designed to create a sense of insufficient self-worth. By withholding validation, they create an environment where you begin to feel as though you need their approval to feel valued. This is especially damaging because it can lead to a cycle of seeking external validation, where you constantly look to others for the affirmation you should be giving yourself. You might begin to doubt your achievements. Was I really successful, or did I just get lucky? You'll start wondering why your accomplishments never seem to merit a compliment, or why your best efforts are brushed off so easily. This self-doubt, in turn, weakens your resolve and can even make you start questioning your abilities. The antidote to this is simple but difficult: self-validation. Learn to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small, without relying on others to do it for you. Recognize your efforts as valid and worthwhile. And when someone withholds praise, remind yourself that their silence speaks to their insecurity, not your inadequacy. Contempt is one of the most potent signs that someone has marked you as weak. It's a subtle yet venomous form of disrespect that often surfaces in passive-aggressive behaviors like rolling eyes, sarcastic remarks, or dismissive comments. This isn't the kind of disrespect that comes in loud bursts or angry outbursts. No, it's far more insidious. It's the small, cutting remarks that tear down your dignity piece by piece. Contempt is dangerous because it chips away at your sense of self-respect. Over time, you begin to believe that maybe you do deserve to be treated that way. Maybe you are overreacting when you feel disrespected. The psychological toll of contempt is enormous. It breeds feelings of shame, inferiority, and guilt, even when you've done nothing wrong. When someone treats you with contempt, they're signaling their belief that you are beneath them, that you lack the strength to demand respect, that your worth isn't worth acknowledging. To fight back against contempt, you must strengthen your sense of self-respect. You must demand respect, not because you seek approval, but because you understand that you are deserving of it. And when someone treats you with disdain, don't accept it, don't internalize it. Walk away if necessary, and remember that their treatment of you reflects their weakness, not yours. Conclusion. In the end, being marked as weak isn't a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of how others perceive your lack of boundaries, self-respect, and self-validation. It's not your vulnerability that's the problem. It's the manipulation of that vulnerability. By recognizing these 5 signs: boundary testing, subtle undermining, emotional exploitation, withholding validation, and contempt, you can begin to rebuild your sense of strength. You can reclaim your power and start moving through the world with a quiet, unshakable confidence. Remember, strength is not about never breaking. It's about having the courage to stand back up when you do. And when you do, you'll realize that the marks left on you by others are nothing more than the imprints of their own insecurities.